Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing good. So let's get to this question 5 here on chapter 15 for period cost allocation. Okay guys, so you're at the end here, past midterm question. Try to see if you can solve this on your own, guys. And if you can't solve it on your own, just get depressed. No, kidding. That's what practice is for. But seriously guys, try to solve this on your own, see how far you can get, and just challenge yourself. All right, challenge yourself. Otherwise you'll be challenged on the exam, and nothing worse than feeling like mentally challenged. Okay, like that would suck. So please, guys, just solve this on your own. You're almost done with cost allocation, partially because, believe it or not, guys, chapter 16 is also on cost allocation, just a different type, but one nightmare at a time. Okay, so please pause and solve this on your own. And yeah, let's just jump into this together. Okay, so guys, let's read through this question and start this off. Okay, so you guys should have solved this by now because you should have paused, and basically looks like I'm jumping through the future. Jumping through time would be nice. Just go back to drop out of accounting. Kidding. Okay, so let's get after this. The following data on overhead applies to ABC Manufacturing Company that manufactures electrical components in 3 production departments and 2 service departments. Okay, so guys, always we have to point out how many production departments we have, right? Production or operating departments, and how many service departments. Okay, so we have 2 service, okay, which is facilities and maintenance here. And then guys, we have 3 operating, D100, D200, and D300. Okay, they're clearly creative on the names here in this question, okay? Almost as creative as me putting like Bob Company in almost every question, all right? But yeah, I don't think I do that much in the weeklies here, but I don't know. For Com 305, guys, I put Bob in way too many questions, all right? Bob is haunting everyone forever. Okay, so anyways, guys, that's that. So we have our service and production, okay? Now, look at this here, guys. In the service and the production departments, okay? One thing that you guys have to point out, okay, when you're reading through the question, that is how do you allocate cost for each support department? Okay, how does each support or service, guys, service and support department is like the same thing, okay? Different words for the same thing. Okay, you have to see how each support department allocates cost. Okay, so look at this next sentence here, okay? The cost of maintenance department is allocated based on hours and facilities based on occupied space. Okay, so guys, it's very important because if you mess up how a support department allocates cost, you're just going to butcher the whole question, right? Like you can't like allocate on the wrong basis. Okay. And guys, they're actually nice here. They tell you maintenance is based on hours. They already tell you this line is for maintenance. And then this line is for facilities. Okay. So they made it like very obvious. Now, one thing you guys should know when you look at the question, okay, is you should cross out any self allocations. Okay, guys, because you can't allocate to yourself. You allocate out to the other departments. All right. That's one of the biggest things in questions that students screw up is they forget to remove these self-allocations. And that's the one thing I would do, guys, when I'm straight into the problem. I would just cross off the self-allocations right off the bat, okay? Now, look at this here, guys. Maintenance allocates based on hours, right? Now, the fact here that there's 100 hours allocated to maintenance, right? So maintenance allocates 100 hours to themselves. Do you guys think this should be considered in our allocation basis? No, cross that off. And same thing for facilities, right? Facilities allocates based on 1,000 square feet. And 300 square feet is allocated to facilities themselves. Guys, when you're allocating, you can't have self-allocations, okay? Because then, guys, if you have self-allocation, guys, the cost after allocation at the end of the day for the facilities department, it'll be 0. Sorry, there will be like a number here that's not 0, right? Because then you can't, like, the only way to make sure that there's no cost left in facilities is that if you have 0 here, right? Because the whole idea, guys, at the end of the day, remember, the total cost after allocation for support departments has to be 0. That's the cost after allocation, right? Because the whole idea is, guys, support departments, they support production. So all the costs have to be sent over to production departments, right? So your cost after allocation here for each support has to be 0. You can't have 0 here, guys, if you're self-allocating, right? Because there'll always be a cost there lingering at the end of the day. So anyways, guys, you get rid of that. Then here, ABC uses machine hours to compute overhead rates for production departments. Okay, so guys, we also have to calculate overhead. Okay, now, when calculating overhead, guys, and this goes all the way back to Com 305, okay, when you're calculating your predetermined overhead rate, okay, and like I said, guys, you should solve this in advance, so I shouldn't be spoiling it for you. Your predetermined overhead rate, okay, technically, guys, I'll just go over it the Com 305 way really fast, is your estimated MOH divided by your expected activity, okay? Now, your estimated MOH, guys, a synonym for that in Chapter 15 is your cost after allocation, right? Your estimated overhead is all the costs after allocating at the end of the day, right? That's the estimated amount you're going to expect on overhead, right? It's the total cost after you've finished all the allocations, okay? And then, guys, your expected activity, okay? In Com 305, I kind of went over this, okay? The key thing here, PMOH, is the P for predetermined, right? The P stands for predetermined which is basically means before the year starts. So the company managers get together before, let me just write this here, before a year starts. So the companies get together, they estimate their overhead, what they expect to use, and they come up with the rate. Now, guys, the P in predetermined, right, means the year hasn't happened yet. So for your expected activity, you have to look at basically words for this hasn't happened. Okay, so guys, if you're looking at the expected activity, do you think you should take the budget machine hours or the actual? Which of these two is an estimate or an expectation? Okay, the answer is, guys, the budgeted machine hours. Okay, your budget machine hours, this is what you expect to use, right? A budget is an expectation. It's an estimate, all right? So expect activity, budget activity, estimated activity, all words for this hasn't happened yet, okay? So guys, that's the big emphasis here. The P stands for predetermined, means it hasn't happened yet, so you got to look for the right value. Guys, what the actual machine hours would be used for, if anything, okay, is for your applied manufacturing overhead. This goes back to Comp 305, Chapter 3. And you're not concerned with calculating that in ACCO 330. I've not seen that tested ever, okay? And I'll just write it out for you just so you guys can add this to your notes. Okay, your applied manufacturing overhead, your AMOH, okay, is your PMOH times the actual activity. Okay, so I always like to say in Comp 305, if you guys don't remember, your P is predetermined. You prepare your overhead rate for the year. And then, guys, you see what you actually use during the year, and that's how much overhead gets applied, right? It's your estimated overhead, right? The rate, right? It's basically the rate that you set at the beginning of the year. Then you multiply it by the actual activity that happens throughout the year. And then, guys, this goes like way far back, Comp 305, but just so I could tie the story together. Then, guys, at the end of the year, you basically do your adjustment with overhead. But that's literally not even in this course, but I feel obligated to tell it to you just so you don't think like I'm a snake oil salesman. Like, you have your actual overhead, which is what the company actually spends. And then you're applied here, which is what you calculated, and then you adjust. If you're over or under, this is under, and this is under applied, and this is over. But this is not in the scope of ACCO 330. Okay, maybe you'll need this back when you go to your CPA. But like for now, guys, I'm just gonna, just give you a quick little recap here, just so you could kind of understand what the big picture is. Okay, but needless to say, guys, like I'll give this equation to you if they ever ask for overhead applied, but it's never tested. Okay, so we'll leave it like that. Okay, hope that's okay with everyone. All right, enough rambling on about nothing. Let's now get into the question. All right, guys, sorry, jump back in. I noticed as I was about to read the question here, look at this. I had required A here instead of required 1, 2, 3. Guys, like my OCD was just driving me crazy. Look at this. This is what drove me nuts. Let me just show you. Wait, let me go back. Look at that. I said A, and I was like, no, it has to say required 1. So sorry about that in the video. Anyways, guys, let's now actually read through this question here, okay? So, required 1. If ABC uses a step-down method of allocating costs of service departments, prepare a table showing the proportions, round off fractions to decimal places, of service departments rendered by the service departments to all other departments, including production. ABC allocates facilities department costs first. Okay, so guys, look at this here, okay? And one of the most important things in step-down is, remember like your staircase, right? Who's the first support department? And then they allocate to the second support department. And then, guys, both support departments allocate to the production or operating departments, right? That's how it works. Now, in the step-down method, guys, you always have to know how is your ranking done. Now, remember, guys, if nothing is said, you assume highest to lowest cost. But if they tell you the ranking, then you follow the ranking, okay? So basically, guys, they're saying facilities goes first. So even though it's technically like second on the table because maintenance is first and then facilities, because we're doing the step-down method, facilities department goes first, okay? And guys, just so you understand also here, what they're basically telling you here is that even though they tell you facilities departments goes first, what they're basically doing is the highest to lowest cost, right? Because look here, guys, facilities is a higher cost than maintenance. Okay, so that's basically what they're doing here. They want you to allocate based on highest to lowest cost, even though they tell you facilities department first, right? That's just because facilities has the highest cost, which is the most common method, just so you guys know. Okay, so that's the first thing, guys. We're gonna prepare a table, okay, of proportions. So guys, the required 1 is the proportion matrix. Okay, not actually ask you for the cost allocation board. It's the proportion matrix. Now, in required 2, guys, it says use the results in 1 above to allocate service department costs to other departments using the step-down method and compute overhead rates, rounded off to 3 decimal places. ABC allocates facilities department costs first. Okay, so basically, guys, for required 1 and 2, okay, for required 1 and 2, we're basically going to answer those two at the same time. Okay, we're going to answer them at the same time because, guys, in order to do the cost allocation, we need to prepare the proportion matrix first, which is probably why they ask it first. But guys, needless to say, when these types of questions happen, because sometimes on the exam, they'll ask you to do like the cost allocation in required 1, and they'll ask for the proportion matrix in required 2, right? But guys, if they ask you the proportion matrix in required 2, right? Before you allocate costs, you obviously need to know the percentages that go to each support department, right? Because cost allocation, guys, at the end of the day, all you're doing is splitting the bill. Okay, like I tell you guys that all the time. It's like cost allocation is literally just split the bill. You literally got to see how much each department uses as a percentage. And guys, the percentage used is the amount that you pay, right? That's all cost allocation is at the end of the day, guys. Like it's just splitting a bill. Okay, so everyone, at this point here, let's go do required 1 and 2 kind of at the same time. Okay, well, actually, guys, we just got to go one by one because technically to do the allocation board, we got to do this first. Okay, so let's actually get started. Let's do the proportion matrix. Okay, proportion matrix. Okay, and let's go do our ranking first. Okay, so first off, actually not do our ranking, but let's start off with the facility allocation. Okay, now facilities, guys. Okay, for facility allocation, here, facility, maintenance, D100. Let me zoom out a little bit, guys. Okay, now, guys, remember, facilities allocates based on thousands of square feet. So, guys, what we're going to do here, we're going to write square feet, SQFT. We're going to write here total SQFT. And that will give us a percentage, right? Because, guys, a percentage is the amount of a total. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to build like a little board to figure out the percentages. Okay, I'm going to write here total as well. Okay, now, for facilities, guys, okay, first off, technically, facilities has 300 square feet allocate to themselves, but we cross that out because no self-allocations. So, guys, facilities, we're going to put 0 here, right? And why? No self-allocations. So, guys, even though facilities, like, even though we know self-allocations, guys, we still have to show 0%, right? We have to do the proportion matrix in full. No self-allocations. We can't just not answer it. Okay, we're just saying the allocations can be 0 at the end of the day. Okay, so we put 0 here. We don't leave it blank. We literally show that facilities doesn't allocate anything to themselves, so the proportion is 0. Okay, and then, guys, pretty straightforward here. Okay, now we have maintenance, which gets 600 square feet allocated to them, so I'm going to put 600 here. Then I'm going to put 2,400 here for D100. And I'm basically just following the line, guys. 1,200 for D200 and 1,800 for D300, okay? Now, guys, when you have the whole line of square feet filled out, you can then calculate what the total would be, right? So if we add up everything here, okay, our total, if you add 0 plus 600 plus 2,004 plus 1,002 plus 1,008, that's going to give you, let's just see here, 6,000, guys. That's going to be your total square feet, 6,000. Okay, and guys, just so you guys know, now you're basically going to divide everything by 6,000. So 0 divided by 6,000 is 0. 600 divided by 6,000, so your proportion is going to be 0.24. Okay, and guys, remember, whenever they tell you how much to round to in these questions, you have to follow that. Okay, so if you round to 2 decimals, you'll get 0.24. Okay, then we have 0, we divide by 6,000 here. 2,400 divided by 6,000. That gives you, let's see here. Wait, did I read the right number? Oh, I think I read the wrong number. Whoops. This should be 0.10. Sorry about that, guys. There we go. Then we have 0.2. Then we have here 0.3. And then we have, wait, I'm reading the wrong numbers again. Wait, 0.1. Oh my God, guys. Ugh. 0.4, 0.2, and then 0.3. Okay. Guys, honestly, I should just solve myself with a calculator because when I try to look at like numbers off the screen, I always read the wrong line. Okay, like it's such a bad habit. Okay, needless to say, guys, like don't give me the answers to any exam. Okay, just kidding. From MBA that I'm taking right now, I would love the answers to the exam in advance, and I'll promise I would read the right number off the right screen. Okay, all right, there we go. All right, that's my allowance for stupid mistakes. All right, reading the wrong number off the screen. These are all our proportions. All right, rounded to 2 decimal places. Okay. That's facilities. Now let's go do maintenance. Okay, no pressure, guys. Just can't read the wrong number off the screen again. Okay, so let's do the same ranking here. Facilities goes first. Maintenance goes second. Then we have D100, D200, and D300. And that gives us our total, okay? All right. And guys, this is basically how we do it. Basically, like we're building our board, right? Our cost allocation board. We just allocate left to right. The first support department goes first. The second support department goes second. Support department. Did I say deport department? Too much CNN. Okay, too much CNN and Trump and all that crap. Okay, no deport department. Actually, that probably exists. I guess that's deport department. Is that what you would call ICE? Okay. Anyways, guys, we have our 2 support departments here, and then we have all our operatings over here. Okay, so kind of same standard, guys. You're just going left to right. Okay, now for maintenance, okay, we have to see how maintenance allocates costs, and we know that maintenance allocates based on the number of hours. So right here, hours, okay, that's per department. Then we have the total hours. And guys, after all that, that's how you get your percentage, right? So we're going to take the hours for the department, divide by the total hours, and that will give us basically our proportion, right? The amount that we're going to allocate out, okay? Now, for maintenance here, guys. Maintenance here. Maintenance allocates, so obviously no self-allocations, guys, so we always start off with that. So maintenance never is going to allocate anything to themselves. So it's going to be like 0% here, right, or 0, okay? Then, guys, okay, we see here that maintenance allocates 400 hours to facilities. So, guys, do I put 400 over here? Okay, the answer is no. And step-down method, right? You're going down the staircase, okay? So facilities is first. They allocate to maintenance, right? You don't go up the stairs, guys, okay? That's what, like, people who work hard do. We go down the stairs. We fall down the stairs. We go down, okay? We're going down the stairs, all right? Like, we're not going up these stairs. Too much work, okay? We'll take, like, an elevator. Needless to say, guys, you don't go allocate backwards. You allocate left to right on the board, okay? So even though facilities gets 400 hours for maintenance, that's not what the step-down method does. We'll cross that out and put it as 0. Okay, you allocate left to right. Okay, because guys, basically like the last support department, okay, when you're doing cost allocation, only allocates the operating. So here, guys, okay, the fact that maintenance only allocates 1,800 hours to D1, so let's put that here, 1,200 D2, and 2,000 to D3. That's it. That's all. Okay, that's it. That's all. All right, now we add it all up because, like I said, guys, the last support department, okay, basically it's like the direct method, right? Basically the last support department, guys, is like the direct method, right? They only help the operating. So, guys, we add up 1,800 plus 1,200. That should be 3,000, 2,000, 5,000. That's what my answer says. Perfect. 5,000. So we basically are going to divide everything by 5,000 here. And that's going to be our proportion for each operating department. So, guys, D100, it's going to be 36%, or 0.36 rather. And then D200 is 0.24, and D300 is 0.4. Okay? And just like that, guys, we are now good to go. That was required 1. Okay, you did your proportion matrix. Now, for required 2, you're now going to start allocating costs, and you're basically going to build the same type of board. Okay, your facilities is going to go first. Maintenance is going to go second. All right, then you kind of do like your dotted line. Or sorry, what do I do? Like a hard line over here? Yeah, it's the dotted line between the supports, so we'll do like this. Then we have D100, D200. Not an art student, guys, forgive me. D300. Okay, and there we go. Okay, now your first line here is your cost before allocation. Okay, then facilities department gets allocated first based on square feet. The maintenance gets allocated second based on hours. And then, guys, after you add that all up, that's what gives you your cost after allocation, CAA. Remember, guys, at the end of the day, your cost after allocation for the support departments both have to be 0. Okay? Now, guys, that is that. And they also want you to calculate the overhead rate, right? So look here. They also want us to do overhead rates. Okay? So what we're going to do is they're going to take our cost after allocation. We're going to divide that by our expected activity. Okay? And that will give us our PMOH. Now, remember, guys, your overhead rate is only for the operating departments because they make the product. Okay? So that's good with everyone. And we can actually just put in those budgeted hours now. We got 20,000, 30,000, and 40,000. So 20,000 for D1, 30,000 is the budget for D2, and 40,000 for D3. 300, okay? So I hope that's okay with everyone, okay? And guys, at this point here, if you've made a mistake or anything, please pause and try to solve it on your own, right? Try to give yourself a chance at redemption, okay? Because trust me, guys, like after you rate the exam, there's no chance of redemption unless you want to retake the class and burn like a significant period of your life and cause trauma, need therapy, blah, blah, blah. Okay, don't recommend. Okay, so guys, now's your time to shine, time to solve. Okay, so first off, let's put the cost before allocation for facilities. Maintenance is 20. D100 is 35. D200 is 145. D300 is 185. And we're good to go. Okay, now facilities, guys, is going to allocate 45,000 in cost. And remember, guys, you're always doing the cost times the percentage used. So the fact that maintenance uses 10%, they're going to pay 10% of the cost. So you're doing 45,000 times 0.1. That equals, guys, 4,500. Then you're going to do 45,000. And then here, D100 uses 40%, right? So they're going to pay 40% of the bill. Okay, so 45,000 times 0.4. That'll give you 18,000. You guys, don't worry. I'm going to try to read the right number off my screen. If there's a mistake, don't worry. I promise I'll go back and correct. Then here, okay, D200 is 20%. Okay, so 45,000 times 0.2. All right, that gives you 9,000. So guys, always remember, at the end of the day, cost allocation here, we're just splitting the bill. We're taking this 45,000 and we're seeing who uses what. Well, maintenance uses 10%, they pay 10%. D100 uses 40%, they pay 40% of the 45. D200 uses 20%, they pay 20% of the 45,000, right? Cost allocation, guys, literally, it's splitting the bill. It's like going to a party, and like I explained this even in person. Like if you have a pizza, okay, let's draw this pizza. How many slices are here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 100 divided by 6 is an ugly number. Okay, but needless to say, guys, that's the percentage that you use. What is it? Like it's like something around like 15%. Okay, actually, I should know this off the top of my head. What's 100 divided by 6? Is it 15? 100. Let me just do this on my Excel. It's 16.6. Close enough. 16.66. Right. So for each slice that you eat, you've got to pay 16% of the pizza. That's literally all cost allocation is, guys. You're literally just okay. So now, guys. Here, D300 is 30%. So if you do 45,000 times 30%, that gives you 13,500. Okay, I hope that's good with everyone. Okay, now we finished the line for the facilities allocation. And guys, if you were to add up everything here and get the total, okay, you basically add everything that's in blue, the 4,005, 18, 9, and 13,5. What you'll notice, guys, is the total cost that got allocated here was 45,000, which means you know you did everything right. Okay, hope that's good with everyone. Okay, so everyone, at this point here, okay, we're now off to maintenance. Now, guys, maintenance, okay, doesn't allocate anything facilities because remember, step down method, you do the staircase, right? So we go, let's just actually do the staircase here. Okay, staircase, perfect. Now, guys, for maintenance here, okay, they have 20,000 cost per allocation, but then they have 4,500 handed over from facilities. So they're going to allocate 24,500 in cost, okay? Because remember, at the end of the day, the cost after allocation for each support department, it has to be 0, okay? Now, we're just basically doing the same thing again, right? 24,500 is the cost that needs to be allocated for maintenance, right? So now we have to see how much does D100 use, okay? To properly split the bill, D100 uses 36%. Okay, so we're going to write 0.36 here. Okay, so 24,500 times 36% gives you, and let me just see here, guys, in my Excel, like, rounded a bit. Okay, no, we're good. The numbers look nice. 8,820. Then for D200, it's 24%. Okay, so if you do 24,500 times 24%, that gives you 5,880. And then 24,500 times, was this 40%? That gives you, let's see here, 9,800. Okay, I hope that's good with everyone. Okay, so going through this here, let's go add everything up now to get our final cost after allocation. So for D100, guys, it's going to be 61,000. Okay, 61,820. Then for D200, it's going to be 159,880. And then for D300, it's going to be 208,300. Okay. And now, guys, we take our cost after allocation, we divide by our expected activity. And guys, always remember here, we round whatever they tell us to round to. So we're only going to round to 3 decimals. Okay. That's exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to go for our cost after allocation here, guys. And I'm just going to keep mixing up the colors because why not? Okay. Keep you on your toes here. Okay. Our overhead rate is going to be 3.091 for D100. It's going to be $5.30 roughly. Okay. All right. Or 33 cents. Okay. So 5.329 and then 5.208. Okay. And that is required too, guys. All right. So I hope that is good with everyone. Okay. Now, last but not least here, if ABC uses the reciprocal method for allocating cost service departments, prepare a table of proportions, rounded 2 decimal places, of service rendered by service departments to all other departments, including production. Okay. So guys, for this last question here, okay, they literally just want the proportion matrix for reciprocal, right? That's it. That's all. Nothing more. Okay. So going through this now, okay, literally we're going to do the same thing that we did for the step down. But in the step down, guys, we cared about in the step down, we cared about the ranking. But in reciprocal, guys, you do not care about rankings at all. So for required 3 here, okay, let's build the same board. But guys, we could do it in the ranking that we did before, but you know what I'm going to do? Because normally, guys, I like to prepare the board, how it looks in the question. So, you know what? Should I make it look like the way it looked before? Okay, let's stay consistent. Let's put facilities first. So facilities. Okay, so anyways, let's build our 2 proportion matrices here. So let's do facilities first. So facilities. Okay, and we're going to put facilities, maintenance, D100, D200, and D300. And then we'll put total. Okay, now, guys, the good thing here is about the facilities allocation matrix. Okay, the good thing here, okay, about allocating facilities is that because facilities was the very first rank, okay, the proportion matrix is going to look the exact same whether you do step down or reciprocal, right? Because since facilities is the first rank in the step down method, okay, facilities is the first rank, literally, okay, the allocations are going to be the exact same. There's no self allocations ever. And then, guys, because facilities is the first rank, you see here how they're going to help everyone? Because, guys, the whole idea of reciprocal, right, is that just means everyone helps everyone. You reciprocate, right? The English definition of reciprocal, okay, is to just help, just give back what you take, right? To reciprocate, okay? So, guys, it's going to look the same as the step down method. So we're going to go do that right now. And you don't believe me, I'll just, you know what? I'll just do it again. Total SQFT. And then put the percentage here. So guys, facilities, no self-allocation. Okay. And I'll just leave the total to the end just to show you guys. So it's going to be 0 no matter what. Maintenance, guys. Okay. 600 square feet. 2,400 again. 1,200 here for D200. 1,800 for D300. If you think I'm reading off the screen, no, I'm reading off the problem here. Okay. You just add up everything, guys. And that's going to be a total allocation here of 6,000. That's what we did earlier. Because like I said, guys, the first rank support department helps everyone. Now, guys, do I have to divide? I'm just going to write 6K here. I hope you guys don't mind. Okay, so I'm really just going to write all the same proportions. Okay, it's going to be 40% here. No, wait. Maintenance. Okay, wait. Am I reading the wrong number off my screen? Wait. Maintenance is 10. Sorry. Oh my God. I almost read the wrong number again. Like this facilities department, I'm clearly just trying to screw up. Okay, guys, don't be like me. Okay, so 0.4, 0.2, and then we got 0.3. Okay, same thing as before. Guys, I can't believe I was literally telling you it's the same thing, and I almost read the wrong number again wrong. Okay, so there we go. Now, where it's going to change, guys, is the maintenance department, the maintenance allocation. Okay, so we'll put your facilities, we'll put maintenance, D100, D200, and then D300. And then total. Okay, now, guys, when we did the support department allocation before using step down, right? Maintenance didn't help facilities at all because, like I said, step down, remember, you're going down that staircase, right? You're falling down the stairs. Okay, now for reciprocal, okay, and maintenance, we'll put here the hours, total hours, and here percentage. Okay, so guys, before, like I said, there was no backwards allocations here, but now since we're doing the reciprocal, we have to include everything. So looking at this here, guys, okay, and we crossed this out before because we're doing step down, but let's bring it back to life here, okay? Or let's actually keep out the self-allocations. Okay, so guys, maintenance now helps facilities by providing them 600 square feet. Sorry, 600 hours, whoops. So guys, we're putting 600 here because maintenance provides utilities 600 hours. Then guys, no self-allocations here, but 0. Okay, or actually we could just put we'll put 0 here. Okay, then D100, now we're basically copying what we did before. So we have the 1,800 1,200, 2,000, and I'm going to add up everything. And that's going to give me, let's see here, 5,400. So if you add, let's see here. Whoop, oh my God, did I read the wrong number again? Wait. I read the wrong number again. Guys, I'm literally cursed. I don't know what it is this morning. I need coffee. I think that's what it is. Because I'm going to record another video after this. Like, God, I got to step up. Okay, so 400. Okay. So, everyone, at this point here, 400 plus 0 plus 1,800 plus 1,002 plus 2,000. Okay, that's going to give me 5,400. Guys, what is wrong with me this morning? This is an easy chapter. I just keep reading the wrong number. Honestly, guys, if I was actually trying to solve, okay, like doing the calculations myself, I'd be fine. But here I am just being a moron. Okay, so look at this here, guys. 400 here, that's the amount of hours that gets allocated to facilities, so it's 400. Then, like I said, guys, all you have to do is read the whole line. Okay? Don't read the wrong number off my screen, but read the line in the question, and then you'll get it right. Because literally, guys, it just follows the line. That's literally all you have to do. Okay? Now, your total hours here, guys, is going to be 5,400. Okay? 5,400. And right off the bat, guys, we're now going to get allocations here of 0.07, 0 over here. You got 0.33. You got 0.22, 0.37. Okay? And there you go, guys. These are all your allocations here. Okay? And guys, if you want now, you could try to see what the equation would look like, and I could actually just do that for you. Okay, I don't have my answer here next to me on the screen, but let's go build this from scratch. Okay, so guys, in this question, they don't actually ask you to prepare like the simultaneous equation. Needless to say, guys, if you want to, you can. But let's just go prepare, and this is just like an extra required I'm going to give you. What would the equation look like? Okay, so this is just a little bit extra. So for your equation, guys, always remember, okay, when you're preparing the equation for reciprocal, okay, the equation looks like this. Your cost allocated for support department 1, okay, so, or let's write it like this, S1 allocation, okay, is the cost before allocation of the first support department plus the amount that they use, the usage, over the total of the second support department. Okay, that's always how it is, guys. It's your cost plus the amount that you're going to have to pay because you use another support department services. So if we're doing the equation, let's just say for facilities, okay, what is going to be the cost of facilities? Well, their cost before allocation, guys, and just pause and see if you can do this on your own. Pause. Okay, first off, they have 45,000 in cost. Okay, now we have to see how much they use of the next support department, right? Now, facilities, guys, is going to use stuff from maintenance, okay? So look here, guys, and this is where students get confused, right? They'll see facilities here, and they'll build the equation based on maintenance here, right? Because they'll see facilities, well, we use this of maintenance. No, guys, that's completely wrong logic, right? Because the facilities allocation just basically tells facilities how much they help everyone else. The facilities allocation shows how much facilities helps the other departments. But when we're trying to figure out how much facilities uses, we have to look at the other support department's proportion matrix, right? Because the other support department's matrix tells maintenance how much they help the other departments, right? So maintenance, guys, helps facilities by providing them 400 hours of a total 5,400. Okay, so times maintenance. Okay, that's what it would look like. Okay, so always remember, guys, it's of the other support department. So I'll write it like here, guys, when you're doing the reciprocal, it's the other matrix. Other matrix, right? It's the other proportion matrix. Okay, you don't look at the proportion matrix of the division, right? Or the department, because you're basically saying here, you're going to self-allocate, you're going to do something that makes no sense, right? The whole point, guys, of the facilities proportion matrix is to help the other departments, right? It's not to figure out how much they're spending themselves. When you're building the equation here, guys, you're trying to figure out the cost of facilities. So, guys, to figure out the own money that your department is spending, it's your money in the first place plus whatever you use of someone else. So when you're trying to figure out whatever you use of someone else, you have to go to the other department's allocation matrix, right? That's how it works. So now going to maintenance here, guys, just for the record here, okay? Like, I'm doing wonders without a solution, okay? And just to show you guys here, like, no solution. Okay, like, to be fair, I should have made my solution nicer. Then maybe I would have, like, you know, if I made it nicer, I would have honestly, like, yeah, if I made it nicer, maybe I would have read the right numbers. Needless to say, guys, I was rushing. Okay, now go with this here, guys. Maintenance. Okay, our cost before allocation for maintenance, guys, is 20,000. And now, guys, we have to see how much is maintenance use of facilities. Well, looking here, guys, remember, if we're trying to figure out how much maintenance uses of facilities, we got to go to the facilities matrix, right? And we see here that facilities provides maintenance 600 square feet, 600 of a total 6,000 square feet. So we multiply that times facilities. And that is your matrix here, guys. Okay, that is your simultaneous equations, which was just an extra part of the question here. Okay, guys, needless to say, this is the answer to required 3. And just like that, now, guys, you have done a pretty tricky question here, past exam, okay, for cost allocation, guys. So this is the level of difficulty you should expect on your exam with some extra tricks that we'll go over in the reviews, okay? So, guys, hope you all enjoyed this video. Sorry for the stupid mistakes. Let me know if you literally have any questions, and I will see you in the next one, okay? Bye.